Listen, Miss Pugh, don't speak over me. Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself.
Hi, everyone. Today we're looking at a courtroom moment that's definitely worth your time. On one side, we've got a calm and very patient judge. On the other, a woman who believes she can avoid legal trouble by reading from a small note, filled with unusual legal arguments. She came in confident, thinking that reading a few phrases would make the case disappear. It's the kind of thing we've seen before in these situations, where someone believes using the right words will somehow override the law. But as always, that's not how it works. Now it's hard not to watch with a mix of surprise.
Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel, defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
No eyes and curiosity. The judge remains professional and composed throughout, letting the woman say her piece, even though it's clear the legal system doesn't support her claims. The truth is, simply saying, "I don't consent," or questioning the court's authority, doesn't make charges go away. That's been made clear many times in real court rulings. What's really puzzling is that the woman seems respectful and even polite. She addresses the judge properly, which makes you wonder how someone like her ended up following this misguided path. It's actually a bit sad to see someone this lost in such strange ideas. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do people end up believing in these legal theories that have no basis in actual law? But wait, there's more. She comes back for a second hearing, and yes, I've got that footage for you too. By now, I think the judge...
So here's the thing, Ms. Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen, Ms. Pugh, don't speak over me.
Respectfully, Your Honor, for my incarceration.
Ms. Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why is because you have a lawyer and your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed
Go back.
agents.
You already said that, and that
Deserves serious recognition for patience. She listens, responds clearly, and stays calm, even when it feels like the conversation is going in circles. That's not easy to do when the other person refuses to understand how the system really works. The judge stays professional throughout, firm when necessary, but never rude. Personally, I think she handled it exactly the way a judge should. But I'd love to hear what you think. Let's check out the next part and see if anything changes. And here we go again. Our returning speaker seems a little more prepared this time. Maybe she's memorized more of her argument, but unfortunately, it still doesn't hold up in court. If she can
listen, Ms. Pugh, don't speak over me. Ms. Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff.
But unfortunately, it still doesn't hold up in court. If she continues to represent herself, she could be facing some serious consequences, possibly 8 to 10 years. As always, I'll walk you through what happens next. And no spoilers, but the outcome is pretty clear. Final thoughts? This judge earns a full 10 out of 10 in my book. She gave this person every chance to speak.
Perfect. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Confidential. And for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial, and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury, and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I'm never been accused of that.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegation is from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand?
I remained respectful and only asked for her to be removed when it became absolutely necessary. That kind of patience is rare and truly impressive. It's tough to watch someone struggle like this, especially when they seem sincere but are clearly misinformed. If you've ever seen someone try to navigate the law without proper guidance, you know how frustrating and confusing it can be. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did the judge handle it well? And if you found this breakdown interesting, feel free to like and subscribe. I've got more court content coming soon. Thanks for watching, and take care.